Hello and welcome to a brand new YouTube video. The last one was a little bit downbeat, but I won't explain too much of what happened, but lots of bad stuff happened, and now I'm back. Now I am back, and I'm feeling a little bit more prepared for life. But I want to start a YouTube series about what is mental health and everything in and around mental health. So here we go. Here is what I'm going to do. Firstly, I'm going to describe what mental health actually is right here, right now. This is going to be the first video. Mental health is a key part of your building blocks of staying alive. It's a key part of absolutely everything, and it's part of everything from animals to humans. Anything with a brain has mental health. Uh, it's kind of like an orchestra. There's lots of instruments firing all at the same time from the pit, and it allows us to connect to people, to function, to cope, and even to thrive. Poor mental health, uh, um, which I suffer with, is arguably more important than physical health, in my opinion at least. Which is why we need a greater view on mental health, and it's why we need people to respect mental health more. See, the CDC describe mental health as emotional, physical, and social well-being. I believe um, during this, I want to make a non-judgmental time. So there's no judgment in any of these videos to each and every single person. I will go through and I will research through different areas, including Mind, CDC, Mayo Clinic, ONS, as just to name a few. I will also always list the people I've used in that video. The aim is to save a single life. One life. It's not a big aim, but if I can save one life, that's one life saved. So if somebody watches this video, or some of the subsequent videos, and their life is saved or made better because of this, that is a bonus to me. In England, did you know, in 2021, there was 5,583 suicides, which is 10.7% of deaths per 100,000, 3/4 of which were males. That's 16 out of every 100,000. Thank you, Owen, for those figures. Some people will not believe that mental health is so important. They will tell you that it's not, and there will be more on the physical side of health, and that's absolutely fine. You can agree, disagree, or anything in between. However, mental health will influence every decision, every belief, and every bias that you have. It's part of your psychological profile. It's part of whom you are, and everyone has it. Your sensitivity at that moment in time is how you're going to react to something. For example, this sentence here: Pete beat the competition. Now, are we saying that Pete attacked physically the competition, which, if you are in a violent mindset, or in a mindset which is violent or down, you may take it that way. However, your mind may say it as he won the competition, so he beats the competition. Text is a horrible thing, isn't it? It's why psychologically, text is so difficult and hard to get right. So you may not mean to sound in a certain way, but you will at times. But that's fine. There should be no judgment, especially if it wasn't aimed in that manner. You can enter identical room. You and three friends can enter identical room, and none of you will take the same things away from it. You yourself could enter the identical room 3 times in 3 different mindsets, and you would take the different things away from it every time. Again, our mind is an amazing thing, and again, attached to mental health. Each person does have to care about mental health, unfortunately. But it's never ingrained in us as much as physical health. As if someone can't walk or things along those lines, what do? Oh, we'll help you out. It's fine. However, we don't do that with mental health. We don't believe in that. But how do people help their mental health, and what are the different systems? I'll probably have an extra episode into this one at some point. During the lockdown of COVID, which did cause a massive mental health crisis. Mind you, case, it's 16% of adults and 37% of teenagers use gaming as a coping mechanism, and that's quite a substantial amount. However, gaming, as much as a retreat that it is, also has many pitfalls. The pitfalls are huge within gaming. There's bullying, trolls, as well as if you're a streamer, you look at your numbers, your comparisons, and your discords. You know, discords and all those things can be extremely damaging towards your mental health. Seeing everybody happy, delighted, moving on with their lives, whereas you're stuck in this quagmire, no one really to talk to, everyone trying to help you but not help you in the same manner because they're online friends. As we go through the series, we'll look deeper into the societal norms as well. So the question, are you okay? I think that's episode 2, actually. Do they honestly want to know the answer? Again, it's a greater question, so it does deserve more time. However, we can change who we are just by retraining our brain. I was watching something that says LSD can. That was an interesting thing. It's explained. It's on Netflix, and they was talking about how anxiety works and stuff, which was kind of interesting. They mentioned LSD as use of I think it's in trials to help people's brains remold themselves. But again, quite interesting. However, we can change who we are, as I say. Some things that are approved is CBT. I do not advise LSD, by the way. We'll never know the real statistics behind mental health. So as much as I want to talk here about real statistics behind mental health, we will never actually know. Is there a bigger crisis since COVID? Yes. However, statistics will always be swayed. So, for example, if you are depressed or anything within mental health, you may do greater drug and alcohol use, gambling, eating less, eating more, etc., and so forth. However, there's another one that gets me, and it's not mentioned that often. I've never really heard people mention this, and I think it's very important to mention. The fact that if you see a mole on your skin, for example, and you don't have fantastic mental health, and you don't have this strength to go, you just go, oh, it's a spot, it's fine. I do this all the time. Oh, should I go get it checked? Nah, it's fine. Why? Because I might not at that time. I might not actively want to kill myself, but I don't want to take action to avoid my death at the same time, which seems a little bit odd, but it's just how it is. And remember, early treatment may save lives. So they will equate a death by cancer because you've not got yourself checked out to cancer, but in reality, is it also connected to something as simple as depression? It's not simple, though, is it? Into depression. A few stats from 2014 from Mind UK. 1 in 4 people will experience mental health problems in England. 1 in 6 anxiety or depression in a given week. 8% mixed anxiety. 8% of people in a given week will suffer with mixed anxiety and depression. 6% general anxiety disorder. 4% PTSD. 3% depression. 2% with phobias. 1% with OCD, and just under 1% with a panic disorder. That's all from Mind UK. 1 in 5 will have suicidal thoughts. 1 in 14 people will self-harm. And 1 in 15 will attempt suicide. So if there's 15 people on your bus, statistically, in 2014, 1 of them would have attempted suicide. The true numbers will never ever be revealed, and they are likely higher than this, as Mind UK mention in their report. Women are more likely to have thoughts of suicide, interestingly, but men are more likely to attempt suicide. There is hope in this horrible world, I guess, and I think that's really important to mention. In the darkest of times, our minds can lead us to absolutely horrible places. But I want you all to know, if I ask you, how are you? I mean, how are you? If you want to tell me that you feel like taking your own life, if I ask you how you are, then answer that way. If it's in a stream and you don't want to bring that up in a stream, DM me on Discord. There will be a new Discord and everything at some point. So, I think that's really important. I get it. I honestly do. I get the words, I do not want to be alive anymore. They are feelings. They are fair. You can feel that way. I will never, ever say you shouldn't. And I guess that's where I came from previously in the past, where I did believe something along those lines. But no. Until you reach your lowest, you will never know. In the notes of the video, you will find a link to all the suicide crisis lines around the world. It's on a Wikipedia page. I advise everyone to keep hold of them because you never know who or what or when you're going to need them. And remember, I'm proud of you just for trying. Just for trying to seek help. I'm proud of you. Even if you thought of trying to get help, I'm proud of you. Even if you fail, you won't only listen to this if you failed, to be fair. But you know where I'm coming from. Stay safe anyway, guys.